Hey there, Scott Yergolevich from Philadelphia Cricket Club here. Just wanted to give you a piece of advice on your golf swing. I saw you posted it on Reddit. Figured this might be helpful. So, if I were to scroll through your golf swing a little bit, your head does a great job of staying in the same place for the most part on the backswing. On the contrary, your lower half does not. It does a lot of like swaying, and your pelvis moves laterally off the golf ball too far. So, what you've got, and if we kind of see the lines I put on you here, your upper body's doing the majority of the work. Your lower center is going to start moving away from the golf ball. And I'm going to stop you right there at what you have at the top of your backswing. So when you make your backswing, you don't have what we'd consider a pivot. So a pivot is your ability to turn and get the legs to kind of extend in this manner and this one to kind of go down a little bit. And we're trying to, I don't want to say pivot around the same point or a centrally located point on the ground, but it would be ideal if it didn't move so much. So it almost is as if you're making your backswing, you're set up, your center of mass is probably like right here. You make a backswing, you move your hips backwards, so your hips are trying to rotate around a spot that's here. Your upper body's rotating around a spot that's here. And then when you go to make a downswing, something's going to have to happen to make some adjustments to what you created. So my recommendation is I would just start with like a club across your shoulders, and I would work on making what looks like more of a pivot in regards to the trail leg extending, working its way up and back. So your right hip gets further up and back, your shoulders will tilt more. When you do that from this angle, what you're going to notice is you're going to notice a lot more shoulder turn than you have currently. So by you shifting and not rotating your hips and extending your legs, and you don't get a whole lot of shoulder turn, which gives you some limited mobility and some limited depth in your backswing, which probably is why you're working on path and trying to not hit those head covers. So my recommendation is when you see it from down the line, if you're doing the things we're talking about and you're pivoting, getting the legs to work correctly, you're going to have more depth. The club's going to feel and look like it's more back here. What you're doing currently, shifting, turning, I'm going to guess you don't have much depth at all, and it's a very, very short backswing. So the more depth you get, the more likely you can be more into out. So from a face-on view, it's going to look a little bit more like this. I didn't necessarily pivot and sway this way. My upper body stays in the middle. So here you go. Pivot. That's what it's going to look like. Less like this. We want more up and down. I would say you almost feel like you're going to do a dumbbell row and pull it up and back, extend this trail leg. That's the most amount of extension you're going to have. Is that too much? Probably, right? I don't need this. But I would say adhere to some of those same principles and see what you can do with it.